Welcome, I'm Venzero, and everyone even somewhat into Dragon Ball at this point has to have known about Dragon Ball FighterZ and its cinematic recreations of iconic moments from the show. In-game, these are called dramatic finishes, and you trigger these by hitting your opponent's last character with a standing heavy attack or a vanish attack as the final move of the match. Given that information, you'd probably assume that this is a simple and easy to pull off process, but no. These dramatic finishes are super specific. First, you need the right characters plus the right stage, and that's on top of the pressure of getting rid of your opponent's non-dramatic finishable characters first in order to bring your opponent's health down low enough to pull off one final standing blockable attack, but not so low that they're knocked out. This becomes infinitely harder if your opponent actually uses the feature to switch in characters. On top of everything I just listed, one more factor needed to be added in order to make this whole system perfect. This final factor gets especially bothersome when you're trying to do Saiyan Saga dramatic finishes because, as you can see here, they don't work if the time of day is wrong. Even with how complicated it gets, dramatic finishes are still a good candidate for the coolest thing about Dragon Ball FighterZ as a game, and honestly for competitive play. The fact that they are as complicated as they are kind of adds to the coolness if they're pulled off. It's just a shame that both you and your opponent can immediately skip them as soon as they start playing at the push of any button on the controller. That's not really the point I wanted to make here though, because not only are there these dramatic finishes in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but there's also a couple what-if dramatic finishes where the outcome is reversed based on your characters. There's a really cool one where Bardock beats Frieza, and the other one is of Yamcha getting the upper hand on Nappa. I'm unsure if there's any more, but this one is especially cool because it shows Nappa getting Yamcha. Despite this, the devs seem to actually really like Nappa because along with these two dramatic finishes, Nappa also got to receive more special treatment with a special intro as well. If you happen to pick Nappa on point while your enemy is Krillin on point, they get a special intro together. Just like how there's multiple dramatic finishes, there's a couple more of these intros as well. Here, if you specifically don't choose Krillin, but you choose Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza on Not Destroyed Namek, Goku will transform into a Super Saiyan to avenge his friend in this special intro. Something like this returning in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero would be really cool, but probably not likely. Along with that, since we're already talking about fighters, did you know that everyone likes Android 21? I thought I should mention this as well because this character right here from Dragon Ball FighterZ, despite only being featured in this game originally, she has now appeared in every current Dragon Ball game since FighterZ in some way, shape, or form. She is in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Dragon Ball Legends, Xenoverse 2, Dokkan Battle, and finally, obviously, FighterZ. This means that she's gotten special treatment as she's literally getting put into games that came out before FighterZ or her were even a thing. You can even customize your Xenoverse 2 character to look like Android 21 with her wig, her full outfit, and a gold version as well. Kind of curious why Shallot and Banyu, two other original characters from the Dragon Ball games, don't get talked about or featured nearly as frequently as 21 does, but maybe all three of them will appear in Sparking Zero. I don't know, probably not. Subscribe? Android 21's accessory for her customization in Xenoverse 2 is her wig, and like some other characters, this accessory comes with another accessory. The second one being her glasses. She's the only one with that specific combo, but for other characters like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his wig comes with a tail instead. This is normally pretty consistent. Cell Max's accessory also has a tail, Gene has a tail, and Gohan's bandana gets glasses. But there's another Gohan associated accessory in this game that didn't get the same treatment. Kid Gohan commonly wears the 4-star Dragon Ball hat when he has his tail still. But in Xenoverse 2, the accessory is given to you without the tail, and obviously, as you have already selected an accessory, you can't just add a tail if you wanted to do a Kid Gohan outfit. Even if you were to try to complete this outfit with all the right clothing, there's no way to add a tail to your character without removing the hat. There's probably a lot of other characters that you also can't properly cosplay in Xenoverse 2, but one of the ones that really stands out to me personally would definitely have to be Hit. As cool as Hit's outfit is, there's no official way to get it on your own character. There is something interesting about Hit in the game though. This is something only present in Xenoverse 2, and no other forms of Dragon Ball media shares this. So, did you know that Hit has 2 different English voices? If you ever thought that Hit sounded a little different while playing Xenoverse 2, no, you weren't going crazy. It's because Hit's Xenoverse 2 voice was dubbed before his voice actor for the anime was casted. This resulted in Hit having 2 different voices even in the games. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, he has the same actor as he does in the actual series, and you can hear the difference pretty clearly.
My time skip is unbeatable.
Target eliminated.
The Dragon Ball FighterZ version of Hit, along with having a completely different voice actor, also has an alternative color that references his home, Universe 6. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, most, if not every one of the characters in this game have at least one or multiple colors that serve as references to different characters or outfits throughout the series. These alternate color references are usually closely related to the character that you've chosen to use them on. For example, Broly number 1 and Broly number 2 each wear their father's colors as their own second color. Bardock's color 9 is Goku's color palette, and 10 is the Raditz colors. Feel free to subscribe and watch this video if you want a little more.